And welcome everyone, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host for this session. My name is Jimmy. I'm very excited to host this show. And congratulations to everyone that joined this free trading congress. Most of the magic actually happens in Discord. So if you haven't joined the Discord, VIP access totally for free until the end of this free trading congress. And this is also like my personal lesson from the previous cycles. This market is not an easy market. The fact is, most people are actually losing money, even in a bull market, because people, they don't know how to rotate Bitcoin into altcoins, or from altcoins back to Bitcoin, or going fully into stables. A lot of people are going to make a lot of unrealized profits. However, unrealized profits is not profit. And I'm very sure that most of the traders and investors, especially in this crypto space, they don't have an exit strategy. And having not an exit strategy is basically the same as gambling. If you don't have an exit strategy, you're basically gambling your money away. So our free trading congress is actually a very beautiful boot camp where you can uplift your trading journey and adventure with us, with CryptoBurp, with BC Richfield, with JTrader, with Jimmy, me, with QBS, with Lucas, with the entire team, ready 24/7 to make sure that you're gonna benefit and get the most value out of this bull cycle. The bull market never sleeps. You need to sleep. I need to sleep. And we have a community, a team that supports each other 24/7. So we can really, truly make the best out of this bull market. So make sure you join our free Discord, because only for a limited days, it's free access, and then it's not free anymore. And now, without further ado, we have a special guest, and this session is all about security and securing your very precious Bitcoins, altcoins, cryptos. Here is the man, the legend. Welcome very much. Kamil, how are you doing today?
Hello, everybody. I'm very happy to be here. I'm very excited. It's an amazing event here with CryptoBird and Burp Nest. So it's amazing to be here. And we have very important subject, because you can make loads of money trading, but then you can easily lose it all. And we are here to prevent that.
Yeah, very true. I mean, we also quickly talked about it in the background. By the way, I so much love your setting and your everything. Very well done.
Here, right?
Yeah, amazing. I'm a little bit jealous. That's maybe what I will admit in this show. Is a lot of people, they lost a lot of money. We know that the total Bitcoin, like the total supply of Bitcoin, it's 21 million. The current supply is 19 point something million, but
about half.
Yeah,
19 point half, right?
yes, yeah,
And a
indeed.
half,
Like,
sorry. Yeah.
it's something like that. And the fact is, 3 million bitcoins are actually dead bitcoins. They cannot be accessed anymore. Probably the bitcoins of Satoshi, not sure if he's alive or not alive, or it was his plan that his bitcoins can never, move again. But his bitcoins are basically locked. They are basically dead. And on top of that, there are a lot of other people. They lost their seed phrase. They cannot access anymore their bitcoins. We're talking about like millions and millions of bitcoins, and I believe having like a good storage, cold storage, is extremely important. And I would love to learn also from you, Camille. I mean, I'm just like someone who just uses, like, full disclosure. I only use like a ledger and some hot wallets here and there. Maybe you could explain, why do we have to? Why do we choose cold wallets for in the first place?
First of all, not your keys, not your crypto.
Yeah.
So if somebody is taking your keys away because it's hacking your device, like your computer, your cell phone, mobile phone, right, smartphone, or what have you, that is being connected to the internet, you're gone. Your whole identity in Web 3.0 space is lost, and everything can be taken away. And now we are speaking about crypto, but can you imagine your real estate being stored as a token on the blockchain network? Then it's completely different story. But even today, there are millions, billions of assets in terms of US dollars, of assets being stored on somebody's wallets, right? So we have right now $3.3 trillion market of cryptocurrencies, right? 2.4 million different projects. It's crazy. But as such, as the field is such a vast and enormous field and is gaining more traction, we say that in future it will be around $100 trillion, right, worth of assets. So can you imagine having just a computer to protect your assets? If you are using your bank, or let's say Apple Pay, Google Pay, what have you, different solutions of making payments via bank, then it's different parties being responsible. You have a bank, you have a merchant, you have Visa or MasterCard, or different other players that are issuing your card. There is also acquire, like there is multiple corporations in the process that can be being liable of the transaction. So somebody can give you your assets back if your device is being hacked. But what will happen if your cryptos are being hacked away? There is no entity where you can actually dispute that transaction, right? So I think until somebody is hacked, they don't fully understand and fully appreciate the security. And that's why we use cold wallets, because hot wallet means it's so hot that it's being connected to the internet. And at the end of the day, it may be hacked, and soon will be hacked.
Camille, very well explained. And maybe you could briefly explain what the difference is between cold and hot wallets. I'm probably sure most of us know, but there may be a few people who are watching this, they don't know. How would you define hot and cold wallet?
Okay, that's actually a great question. So hot wallet is some sort of software wallet being stored on a general purpose device. By general purpose, I perceive like a computer that is being connected to the internet, or a cell phone that is being connected to the internet. You can have actually a cold wallet, so never connected to the internet on those devices, but it requires much more elaborated software being used on those devices, and you need to have multiple devices. If you don't have that, then it's not properly stored cold storage. So hot storage is where your private keys are stored on the device that is being connected to the internet. So there's a software that is using private keys stored there. So that's the problem, because the only way how I can access your crypto or our audience crypto is actually having their or yours private key. So if I can retrieve that, retrieve your seed, retrieve your private key, retrieve your extended private key, which is used to using derivation paths to create private keys to every single address of your Bitcoin, of your Ethereum, of your other cryptocurrencies. So there is something like derivation paths that are being brought from the extended private key. Extended private key is a way that was introduced by BIP 39, which was a Bitcoin improvement protocol when they introduced high density wallets. So you don't have private key for every single wallet, but you have like a large key, master key, that you can create with derivation paths, special keys that you can open this very particular safety deposit box, which is your address. So, so cold storage is different because we never store or try not to store your private keys on the device that is being connected to the internet. So you have very specialized device like Ledger, like Trezor, like KeepKey, like BitKey, I think. There are multiple companies issuing or selling, developing devices like that, and they store your private keys. So you make a transaction with the device that is being connected to the internet, like your phone, your smartphone or computer, but the signature using your private key is being used on that external device that should be secure. That's the way. And that's called storage. But there is some caveat to that, and almost nobody understands that at some points those private keys are exposed. And that's a big atomic bomb that I'm bringing to the field, because I'm saying that your wallet partially can be connected to the internet, and it's losing cold storage capabilities at that very point.
That's a fascinating topic. I'm pretty sure you have some preferences when it comes to cold wallet, and we will deep dive into them definitely. Kamil, honest like me as a someone who's fully exposed to crypto, like the Web3 space, I'm doing different things. DeFi trading, on-chain trading, trading on DEXs, on centralized exchanges. I do have some most of my portfolio is of course on a cold wallet.
Yep.
My biggest fear is that someone somehow takes control over my cryptos, especially the things I'm doing on MetaMask or Solflare, or maybe I shouldn't even say here on the internet what kind of wallets I'm using. But we all know, and especially you, Kamil, the scammers and the hackers. Every day they will get more advanced. Like every day they're getting smarter because they're learning. They're advancing. The tools, the technology they are using is getting better and better. So that's personally my biggest concern. Although I'm very, very secure, very detailed, very when it comes to details, still one little mistake and everything is gone.
Especially you brought DeFi, if I may jump in.
Yeah.
You brought DeFi. Do you sign that with your Ledger device, let's say? Or
maybe this is not the best practice, but no.
But okay, you're not signing. Okay, but even though if you would be signing with Ledger, I love that part. I love it. Blind signature. It's in blanco bill of exchange, right? Or promissory note. So you are giving away your money, basically. Take it. I'm signing whatever you're proposing. How do you know what you are signing? Only because there is some protocol that is well known, right? But you don't know what you are signing, because if you're signing a regular transaction, ERC20 token being sent somewhere, you know what you are sending. You are sending 100,000 USDT or USDC or what have you, any token for that matter, and you are sending to this address. That's easy. And that's easily displayed on Trezor, easily displayed on keep key, easily displayed on ledger. But what happens if you are signing blind contract? You have some checksum, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but reading ASCII or
Yeah. I mean,
this computer code is quite problematic with our own very eyes, right? So
yeah, that's very true. My own experience, I shared this, I think 7, 8 months ago. There was I interacted with a smart contract. I gave them access, and at that time it was a legit smart contract. It was part
yeah,
of a decentralized like a protocol. But then that smart contract was not in use anymore. So it was actually hacked by
yeah,
another party, and so they managed to steal all my wrapped Ethereum. You want to go? It's a very crazy story. So I lost a lot of wrapped Ethereum,
yeah,
but then that protocol they had like this bounty, right? Like find these thieves and you will get $500,000. So there was a lot of of these bounty hunters trying to find that hacker, and they kind of actually found him, and they also talked through the Ethereum network. It's actually very funny. So they
yeah,
told him, "Hey, listen, we know who you are. We even know your name. Or you're gonna send us back the money, or we're gonna, take some action." So he decided to send back the money. Very very funny story. So eventually, I got my wrapped Ethereum back. Very crazy story. But that's how actually how hackers can actually take
yeah.
control.
Interfere with your smart contract. And may I make some harsh joke here?
Yeah.
You know why it's called smart contract?
Hmm.
Because we are protein fools interacting with them.
Yeah.
So they are smarter than us because we don't know what we are signing. So
Yeah.
it's just a elaborate joke, but
Yeah.
that's the big problem, big issue here. So I believe there is a time, or needs to be, that we need to bring the most important parts of the contract to the screen of the hard wallet. You need to know what you are signing, and that should be a future.
Yeah.
Exposing the most vulnerable parts of the contract. I mean, apart from those hacks, because you can always put some code away, but it should be that you know what you sign. Can you imagine making a wire transfer with your bank that don't know what you are signing? Like you don't have this second factor authentication, you don't have that SMS, or your token is not displaying the address and how much funds is being moved where. And this is how we interact with smart contracts. So that's completely different story. And other device won't protect you against that if they won't get smarter. We have stupid cold wallets for smart contracts. So
Yeah.
that's why.
Yeah, true.
And we need to have smart hardware wallets.
Yeah. 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 Honestly, when that happened, I was actually in shock because I was just checking my Ethereum address on the blockchain. Then somehow I saw someone authorized a transaction right on my behalf, and I was really shocked. How is this even possible? And then later, I found out that smart contract got compromised by hackers.
Exactly.
Just a quick question also for you, Camille, and the rest of the audience. My microphone, does it work, or do I need to tweak it a little bit?
I can hear you very well, so I'm not sure where the problem is.
Okay, then there is probably let me check. No, no
Or
problem.
maybe I'm taking all your volume.
Yeah, probably all the bandwidth. But just to elaborate and expand on that a little bit, and that's what are actually the potential ways that tokens or crypto could be extracted from our wallets?
Hardware or hot?
Both, if you don't mind.
Okay. So with hot wallets, the easiest way is actually to grab your private key from your computer. And if it's encrypted, then just simple keylogger is enough. So they will just log what you're typing with your keyboard, and basically they can unwrap it, decrypt your private key, and can be used as it is. So they have everything. So they have your key to your safety deposit box in your bank, because this is how private key works. They just copied your key and they just enter the bank smiling and just taking all your assets. Because if they have a key, it belongs to them.
Yeah.
So that's the easiest way. So just by using hot wallets, you are already exposed. And you cannot do anything about that. I mean, you can move to cold storage. That's the solution.
Yeah.
Obviously, there are more elaborated hacks, so it can interfere with your smart contract that you are trying to deal with, and that's more elaborate story. And there are lots of stories over the internet where smart contracts or MetaMask were compromised, and even owners of the protocols, I mean founders, having lots of crypto, and the crypto was stolen in that very protocol that they own, because they were signing blind signature with the ledger on using MetaMask. So that's so problematic. Okay, but if we don't go so deep, so just move to cold storage. But with cold storage, there's a totally different story. Just recently, there was a situation with Ledger that there was Microsoft application store when you can download different software, right? And there were compromised Ledger Live available there for 2 weeks. Microsoft official store had Ledger Live that were provided by hackers, not by Ledger itself. Can you imagine? 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So you are just looking, you don't want to download directly from the website because you are just afraid maybe that is a fake phony website, right? Maybe they are providing hacked Ledger Live. But Microsoft was providing hacked Ledger Live. So some people downloaded, just get it done, downloaded, installed, and then connected the ledger, and their assets were stolen. Because it doesn't matter that your ledger is protecting your private keys if you are using compromised device. So you see, even using cold storage devices, if your computer is compromised, that's the big issue, big problem. And that problem is systematic. It's not, you cannot properly protect against that. I mean, you can use special computer, not use it for any different purposes, or make sure it's free of viruses, free of fake software, and just make sure what you are downloading, verify checksum, verify security signature under the software, right? So that's maybe how you can tackle the subject. But even then, with Ledger, I don't want to maybe remind that, but I should. Ledger introduced Ledger Recovery, which was big issue, and there were lots of hate, against Ledger because they said, look, we cannot retrieve your private keys. And then magically happened that they can, if you allow them. But what's the difference? It's firmware difference. So if somebody will come to your device, I'm not saying Ledger would do that. Never I'm saying that. But if the hacker will provide proper firmware update for your Ledger, and you will think that you are actually installing a regular original version, your wallet is compromised. And they can take all your seeds, all your private keys, and store them on whatever server they have. And use that cryptos then. So the big trouble is actually connecting your wallet to the computer. But me sounds silly now if I'm saying that you cannot connect your wallet to the computer because you cannot transact. And obviously that's the vulnerable point. So you are vulnerable when you're connecting your device. And it's almost impossible to protect yourself. I mean, you just need to have those best practices. So not install firmware that you're not sure if it's directly from Ledger.
Yeah.
And with Ledger also, the story was, I remember why there was so much hate, because they said that they never can retrieve your private keys. And they were even stating in the marketing materials, and then it happened, they may, and even there was some engineer that said, but we always could extract your private keys. We never did. You just trusted Ledger. So I mean, that was so straightforward.
Yeah.
And they were just being honest. I know that it was bad PR, but I was speaking with my engineers, and they were looking at those tweets, and they said, no, they just said the truth. Engineers think differently. So they said exactly what was right, what we know for a fact for a long time. Even there was a very old blog post on Ledger from 2016 where they disclosed that information, but it was technical data. So I think we don't fully understand how the cold storage devices works, and that's our big problem, right? And there is lots of misconception and some marketing ploy and things that are being communicated. So we need a new architecture. That's basically how we can solve it.
Yeah. So talking about the new architecture and also like the bad practices, you already mentioned a few of them. We have here like a beautiful question from Therapy with Raki. I hope I pronounce your name correctly, Raki. Can we list the top 10, or maybe we could let's limit this to the top 5 things we must not do when it comes to using a cold wallet. So other than the things you already mentioned, Kamil.
Okay, apart from that, okay.
Yeah.
So proper device that is being connected to the internet. So very secure computer. Yeah. Second of all, seeds, because you don't even tackle the seeds.
Yeah.
If you are creating a new wallet, and if ever you created the wallet in the past that it was without this procedure that I would tell you, please do it new wallet and transfer your funds to the new wallet. Even the same device, but with new seeds. So if you are just establishing new hardware wallet, on the screen there are 24 words, or sometimes 12 or 18, but I really highly recommend 24. So if you have those 24 words as your seed, you write it down, but you don't write it down on your computer. You don't write it down on your electronic device, any electronic device like smartphone or Remarkable or what have you, iPad, nothing like that. You just take a piece of paper, like proper notebook, right? Or maybe even a fresh piece of paper, because notebook also is dangerous, because if you make a note here, there can be different pages that will just contain your pressure from the pen. So you should take blank piece of paper and write directly on the table. Never use another sheets of paper under, to have just smoother writing experience. It's not about experience. It's not a love letter. It's protecting your assets.
Yeah.
So you just note that, but then make sure your camera on your computer is being sticked with the tape or something that is totally blinded. Hide your phone and ask everybody in the room to hide their phones or make it alone, right? And if your wife comes into your room, if she wants to ask you a question, you need to make sure there's no camera, no smart TV with cameras or stuff like that. No single device that's being or not even being connected to the internet or IoT stuff with camera. You need to be camera free in the room. That's very important. So no cell phone. If I'm doing anything with seeds, I'm just hiding my phone in the cupboard, or just all cameras needs to be hidden, and I cannot retrieve it even if my phone is ringing. So that's very important. And then obviously to store it properly, the private keys, and make sure also that you are 100% sure that there are proper words, because sometimes mispronunciation, misspelling maybe actually very dangerous because if you recover your wallet, maybe the crypto can be lost because you don't remember exact word. And don't also make a mistake of changing
The order?
the order, yes, order
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
of your words, because then even having 24 words scrambled.
I, I had, but this is also with hot one. I had such an incident. It's one I had a very ugly handwriting, so it was
Yeah,
really difficult to determine. Okay, what is this actually? And the second, also the order. So now
yeah.
I just have one, and then the word, and then two, and then the word, and three, and then the word.
Exactly, you need to have this
Yeah,
numbers that is explaining exact order, because really even if you have 24 words and not proper order, then you cannot retrieve your private
yeah,
keys. So it's very cryptography. And handwriting, please remember that you are using enough cryptography. It's till this point you don't need to use cryptography with your handwriting. So
yeah.
just make sure it's
Yeah.
written.
There's enough encryption, right? So
Yeah. Don't add additional layer of encryption.
that's a very good one.
And if you want to encrypt your writing, or
Yeah,
just write it down differently in some system, please remember that you can get a stroke
yeah,
and you can forget the system. So
yeah.
be prepared.
I have a question. I visited Bitcoin in Amsterdam, which was organized by Bitcoin Magazine which happened in Amsterdam, obviously, Bitcoin Amsterdam, a few months ago, and there was also a very interesting workshop by a young man, a German guy. He's like a cybersecurity guy, and he said, if you share your keys with your partner, with your wife. So if I would share my keys, my or my seed phrase, for that matter, with my wife, then it's actually not self custody anymore, or it's not totally within my control what can
Yeah.
happen next. What's your point of view on that?
Actually, I know the story
Oh, okay.
because I have multiple clients investing in crypto since 2014.
Yeah.
So one of my clients recently, because I have view-only access, and I just was looking through different wallets. I don't know why. Even I opened her file, let's say,
Mhm.
and I looked. There's no crypto there anymore. But the funny thing was, it wasn't transferred just in a single transaction,
Mhm.
but it was for over 1 year or more.
Mhm.
And I called her. Have you been doing anything with your crypto? And she said no. So how is it even possible that those transactions are being made?
Oh,
Yeah, and it was properly, stored with cold storage device. She said, "Okay, obviously she was like thunderstruck, right? But my ledger, her cold storage device were fully secured in the safe. Yeah, okay. What about your seeds? Where are your seeds? Oh, with my mom at my home. Okay. Who has access to that? And there were like multiple people.
wow.
Can you imagine somebody got access to her funds just because he saw there is a piece of paper?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's an horror if that would happen to me.
And
Uh,
and that person was investing since 2014. Can you imagine the
wow.
access?
Yeah. That must be a big shock. And I'm pretty sure that's not the only case that you have heard. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of these, similar cases. And talking about, security, safety, best practices. Um, you're, with Bitfold.
Yeah.
What could you tell us about Bitfold and how is it different with other cold wallets?
Yeah. Bitfold is completely new tech. It's next generation hard wallet. Because if I'm saying that we need proper architecture, I'm not
Mhm.
just saying as a theory. We have done that. It's not available on the market yet because it's so complicated tech. We are working on that since 2017. So, like proper bull market was then, and we really decided to create something totally new. And we have patents in States, in Europe, in China, patent pending status, and soon we get a patent in China. Israel is already there, Russia, Brazil, Indonesia, multiple jurisdictions around the globe. Even Nigeria, we have a patent there. And our tech is completely new. It consists of 3 separate computers on very single device. So it looks like a smartphone. Here is a second prototype. Soon will be third one. I'm just turning it on. We have our own operating system. And here you may see, maybe I will come to the camera closer, maybe, just for a sec, okay? And I will show you, because then you see, now it's, wonderful quality. Just I'm looking somewhere else.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, you will know my PIN now, but please don't steal my assets.
No. It's only on the live stream.
Yeah, and
no, I'm kidding. Yeah.
And that switch that you have seen there, it's obviously, UX is also prototype version, so it's older UX will have a new one. This hardware wallet is being connected to the internet, but the cold storage device of your keys on the separate computer, and it's fully secure because we created virtual air gapping protocol. Yeah, love the pin. I'm in the security business, so I need to have nice pin, right? Obviously, this is lab device, so everybody needs to have very big ease of use, right? Because it's for showcasing. There are actually real assets, but you see that like $2,000. So, and you never see the crypto wallet that is cold storage that is showing actually what is worth in dollars, right?
Yeah,
so
true. Yeah.
Maybe one more. No, I would need to come closer. But we have seen that.
Yeah.
So we have special architecture. So there's one computer being connected to the internet, and you can make a transaction. What's more, we are planning to implement application store similar to smartphones. So you could install any third-party application that would be fully compliant with our rules within the security space, because we'll have special software developer kit and also API to communicate with the wallet. And then you have completely open access to the internet, but your private keys are behind the curtain. And if you want to make a transaction, you actually create the transaction as a transaction, it's called transaction TXT. That's technical bits and pieces. And that transaction is being transferred to the second computer, which is acting as an airlock, like on your International Space Station or submarine. And then when we get the transaction to be signed, even our screen is splitting, and you can see 2 separate computers. And then when we receive transaction via bridge, which is this middle computer, we disconnect data bus. So there is no connection to that computer being connected to the internet. We just disconnect completely. Okay. Then we connect the let's say to the socket of the third computer, and then start supplying energy, so electricity, to that third computer where private keys are stored. And then we transfer that transaction that is being defined earlier on by the user, and then we ask to sign, and we show exactly what you are signing. We are showing you what you are signing, and then you decide if you are signing or not. But your private keys cannot be retrieved by anyone. You cannot even retrieve your private keys apart from having seed and stuff like that. Yeah. Because they are stored there. We cannot retrieve as a company. Hacker cannot retrieve because it's especially protected even against physical access to the device. It's tamper detected. Tamper detection protocols we have there. We are basically removing your assets if somebody is trying to tamper your device. Yeah. Removing access to your assets, not assets from the blockchain, obviously. So just private keys are removed.
Yeah.
So it's completely different story. And then if transaction is signed because you agreed to that in very safe space, because you are in special security room where you're signing, only signed transaction is being transacted to that bridge computer, that middle one, then data bus is being disconnected, energy is being turned off on that private module, and then just then connected to the first computer. And then first computer is broadcasting transaction to the network. And it works like magic. Sorry for copying jobs here, but
No, don't worry.
I want to be Jobs of Web 3.0. So
Yeah, no, don't worry at all. Camille, that's really fascinating. So that device looks like so the device you were showing, that's the Bitfold device,
Yep.
or that's
Bitfold
right?
device with our own operating system, with
Yeah.
our own tech, with our 3 separate computers. Everything is done in-house.
Yeah. So how is this? Not doing like a competition analysis, but how is this different from like the mainstream or like generation one cold wallets such as Ledger and Trezors? I even don't use it. But
First of all, it's not
Ledger.
pain in the ass.
Uh-huh.
Because if you are transacting with your ledger, I think you know what I mean.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's more like Game Boy,
Yeah.
trying not to break your fingers while entering the pin, right?
Mhm.
So, and reading those, addresses, it's horrible experience. Sorry, because I'm also, I have big experience in other hardware wallets, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. But here you have proper screen. It's iPhone size. I mean, this not iPhone Max, but this Pro, right?
Yeah.
So it's convenient to use. It acts like an app, but it behaves better than a cold storage device, because cold storage device is exposed at the moment of the transaction, and we are not exposing because we have this data airlock. So that's the breakthrough.
Yeah.
And it's confirmed by US Patent Office, European Patent Office, Korea, Japan, stuff like, and multiple countries, right? So there is not single device like that on the market.
Yeah. So how many people are there using Bitfold?
Over is using it's in our lab basically. So it's over 30 employees that are using here the device. We are not selling it yet. Next year maybe we'll do pre-sale, and also maybe there will be some token offering, to secure the device and secure the first delivery of the device, because the production will be also limited at the beginning, because to scale the production of such complicated device, it's really 3 separate computers. It's more complicated than regular phones nowadays on the market in terms of security, processors. It's crazy. It's 4 different processors, working separately. So crazy. It's
Yeah. I mean, it's a crazy space, and that's why everyone needs to take any actions to protect himself. I have here like an interesting question, maybe a little bit related to security, maybe not a lot to ledgers, or I mean, I should say cold wallets. Is double VPN sufficient? I've never used double VPN, but is double VPN sufficient to access exchanges and crypto stored on exchanges? I am concerned about the ledger because all technical devices can become corrupt. Do you have any take on this?
Yeah. I mean, the biggest issue here is storing your crypto on exchanges. If
Yeah.
the exchange goes bust, and we don't need to look far away, November 2022, FTX. Guy is for over 25 years, right, in prison. But how it will protect your crypto? 25 years of prison of some founder, right? So we need to remember those situations. Obviously, we have now very good exchanges, regulated, so maybe this space would be much more secure. But you never know at the end of the day. Even the exchange can be hacked. Exchange itself. So not working as a bad actor, but somebody would hack into them. And there's a problem of responsibility. I mean, maybe when there's some insurance schemes would be in place, that would be different, but somebody would need to pay for that insurance. So I think the tech is your biggest insurance and the cheapest one at the end of the day. So I understand that the person is concerned about the ledger being corrupted, because that's the case that I'm also afraid of, right? So that's why next generation wallet is needed. So
Yeah.
there's always a trade-off, but I have some altcoins on the exchanges. That's true. But to
Yeah.
be honest, most of my crypto are stored on hardware wallets.
Yeah. Talking about all.
Multiple hardware wallets for that
Yeah,
matter.
yeah.
So I
Yeah.
have multiple hardware
Yeah.
wallets, not one.
Yeah. I think we still have a few minutes left. And I like a few questions. One is maybe a little bit digressing from the topic.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
Kimmy,
yeah.
I'm very curious. What's your favorite altcoin?
Oh,
And are you
me
into
being a
memes?
finance guy, it's always tough to answer. Um, I'm, recently I think Solana. Solana, maybe I'm trying to dive a little bit in Sui. Yeah, but I would say maybe Solana recently, and and maybe not favorite, but most exposed Ethereum. Uh,
Oh, yeah. I
yeah,
would.
it's not favorite because it's not pumping. So
Yeah.
I'm also a pumping biased person here.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good choice. Also I'm exposed to Solana, and Ethereum is definitely I'm very exposed to be honest. So I also that one will do very well in
Who's not who's not
in
exposed? Let the throw the stone, right?
yeah. Yeah, true. Yes, so I think Ethereum might do like a catch up in the end of Q4, otherwise Q1 next year.
There's a huge correlation between ISM PMI in the United States and Ethereum Bitcoin ratio. So nowadays we are on such a little bit, bottom of ISM, I presume, and we should go up. So I'm a big believer in Ethereum. Maybe from behavioral finance, we are all a little bit disappointed with the performance till this day. But tomorrow I will discuss much more macro, because
That's super interesting.
security is just my startup, which is the most important project of my life. But I'm the final guy to the bone marrow, and macro is the thing. I'm macro investor.
That's lovely. Then we should definitely do a follow-up live stream in the very nearby future, as I believe that Ethereum is going to appreciate in value, and also many other altcoins. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you make use of a good cold wallet. Kamil has spoiled you, ladies and gentlemen, with a lot of alpha. So if you don't mind, follow Kamil. There is a description or a handle in the description, probably, or otherwise in the chats. And also
at Kamil Gancarz on the X. And obviously go to bitfold.com and sign up to the newsletter, because then you can have information what is happening in our company, and look for our token and pre-sale of the device to secure it, because really it's hard. I mean, we plan to deliver first 10,000 devices in Q1 or end of maybe Q2 2026, which is I think it will be easily distributed very fast. So better to pre-buy it when it will be available.
So that's really like a limited edition, right?
It's maybe not limited edition, but it's limited production capabilities of this tech, because we use even we use some chips that are being used in the rockets, missiles, like military. So it's the kind of tech. So if somebody's saying it's not a rocket science, it is here.
Yeah, indeed. And to keep your assets safe in in a cold wallet that doesn't require a lot of intelligence, ladies and gentlemen, just do it. I lost a lot of money, not gonna lie, with FTX. It's really true. Like, not your crypto, not your keys, not your crypto. It's
Yeah,
as simple as that. So don't trust like one central authority when it comes to all your assets. I know there are a lot of good actors there in this space, but you could easily lose a lot of your money. Camille, I want to thank you again very much for
so
sharing
much.
all this alpha with us. Also, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, we have our free trading event. We have been also sharing a lot of alpha, really good trading setups. I shared myself a meme, a few utility tokens. All of them are doing very well. We have Just Bit Piotr, who has shared really good trades. We have JTrader. We have CryptoBurb, who recently also shared a really good trade setup. I would say go there. We also have, only for a limited time, you can have free access to our WAP learning environment, where you will learn about trading psychology, but also about trading, how to use liquidity, volume profile, and so forth and so on. A lot of alpha only for you, only for a limited time. What you can do right now is just scan this QR code or check the link I shared in the chats. One of the two will bring you to our Discord, where you will have full assistance from CryptoBurb and his team 24/7. The best time is really now. Don't miss out. Thank you very much,